What's up, guys? How's it going? MikeTheTech here, and in this video I'm going to talk about 10 keyboard shortcuts that you might not know about. Before we get started, if you're watching this video, chances are you're not subscribed because 99% of you are not subscribed, and that's a pretty bad number. So if you like this one, be sure to click on that sub or thanks button below. So onto the video itself, we're going to choose 10 keyboard shortcuts. Some of these are brand new, by the way. They might not even be enabled on your computer yet because they're on newer versions of Windows. So I'm going to go over some brand new keyboard shortcuts as well as some that have been out for a while that you might not know about, and go from there. So the first keyboard shortcut we're going to talk about is a really fun one, and it is the Emoji keyboard. This is with the Windows and period key. You'll see that this little window shows up here, and we can choose emojis. And not only emojis, but we can actually go in and choose GIFs, pictures, and all kinds of cool stuff like that as well. Or go straight to the emoji keyboard and choose specific emojis. This works wherever you're typing, as long as you click somewhere that you're typing. So for example, if I were to open Notepad and I wrote test, and then I use the Windows period key, it would show up here, and it adds an emoji. Just like that. Pretty cool, right? Now, the second keyboard shortcut you might not know about is creating and switching between desktops. So let's say we just have so much stuff going on this desktop. We have multiple windows. We are deep in work, right? So we don't want all this clutter. We want to start a new task, maybe even take a break and put all that aside and come back to it later. We can use the Windows key plus Control plus D, and that creates an entirely new desktop. You'll see on the bottom it said desktop 2, and you can switch between desktops by hitting the Control, Windows, and the arrow keys. So we go back to our first desktop and then move to our second desktop. If we want to close a desktop, we just go over to that desktop and then use Windows Control F4, and that desktop is closed. Easy peasy. Now, let's say that I've opened a lot of windows. So we're going to have Facebook open and Discord, and each of these is in a different window, and this is a new tab just for no reason. And let's see, Drive is open, Remote Desktop is open. All these different things are there, right? And everything is kind of crowding up your workspace, and you don't want it to crowd up your workspace, obviously. And you want to take a peek at what's behind your desktop. So there's two ways to do this. We can use the Windows key and comma, and that will temporarily hide everything so that you can see it. And when you let go of the Windows key, it comes back. Or you can actually minimize everything all at once using the Windows key and M. And that minimizes everything so that you can get back to a clean desktop just like that. Now, let's say you have some apps open, for example, Remote Desktop and Notepad, because you're going to invite someone to help you with some stuff on your computer, but you also want to take notes, or I don't know what the use case for this might be. I'm just trying to show you some features. So what you can do with these windows is simply use the Windows key and the left arrow or right arrow. So I'm going to click on this Notepad, and then I'm going to use Windows key left, and you'll see it jumps onto the left side, and we can have stuff on the right. Similarly, we can click on this one and use Windows key right, and it just loads up on the right side of the screen. This also works with Windows snapping. So if you were to grab this window and go up to the corner, you can actually put it into a 1/4 corner of the screen and have individuals there. Or if you drag it up on top, you have a wide range of different kinds of snapping that you can use. Now, we can use one way to switch between apps. So if we use Alt-Tab, we can actually jump between all the other apps that are open. And if we use Windows Tab, it gives us kind of like a mission control like on Mac. So if we use Windows Tab here, it shows all the windows kind of in their own area, and you can go through and choose them with your mouse or with the keyboard arrow keys and enter as well. You can also use this to create a new desktop or switch between desktops. Now, you've likely heard of Control-Alt-Delete. A lot of people use that to open up on the menu and bring up the task manager and close things up. If something is frozen on your screen and you can't close the app and you're just clicking and clicking and it won't close, you can do Control-Delete to go to that, but instead it's a little bit faster to hit Control-Shift-Escape. Control-Shift-Escape goes directly to Task Manager, and we can go in and choose the app that's causing issues and close it directly by using End Task. Now, let's say you're looking for a specific file on your computer and you want to go to the Windows Explorer. Instead of having to find File Explorer down here or right click and open a new window or whatever it happens to be, you can actually use Windows E to just go right to the home menu. And it's a super useful shortcut to get to the Explorer because I know it's something that we do very, very often. Now, let's say we are in an app and we want to see something a little bit better. We're on our big 4K TV and everything is really tiny and everything, right? We can actually use Control plus and minus to magnify anything on the screen within a browser. But what if we're not in a browser? What if we're in a game or an app or something like that? We can use the Windows key and plus or minus to actually zoom into the entire screen. And if you move your mouse around, it will show you the rest of the screen just like that. If we hit Windows key minus, it goes back to the normal size. This will work in any app because it's built right into Windows. Now, one thing you might know is that Windows 10 and 11 have started replacing the print screen button. Instead of just snapping a screenshot, it actually opens up the Windows snipping tool, which allows you to, based on your preferences here, draw out something you want to take a picture of, and it takes a screenshot just like that. But the old methods are still available. If we use the Windows key and print screen, it actually takes a full screen screenshot regardless of the settings in the snipping tool. Pretty cool. Now, a new way to get help on Windows is Quick Assist. So if we use the Windows key, the Control key, and the Q for quick, we can see the Quick Assist menu here. And here you'll be able to either choose to help someone or allow someone to connect to your PC so that they can actually help you and remotely control it. Pretty cool feature directly from Microsoft. Did you know Windows also supports wireless displays in some cases? If you use the Windows key and K, we can open up the Wi-Fi, turn it on, and detect any wireless displays that we can cast to. So let's go ahead and try that out. So I'm going to hit Windows key and K, and you'll see that it actually found Roku's, smart TVs, and things like that we can actually cast Windows directly to. Super, super useful. And finally, we all know about our clipboard, right? We can use Control C to copy, Control V to paste, and Control X to cut, right? But there's only one thing in our clipboard. Or is there? Windows 11 brought a really cool new feature called Clipboard History. And to bring that up, all we need to do is hit Windows key V, and you'll see this window come up, similar to our emoji window. We're just going to turn on Clipboard History, and you'll see that the last screenshot that we took is right here. If I go ahead and copy, for example, some of these notes that I took, and then I'll hit the Windows V key, and you'll see that we have here the last thing I copied, which is text. We can also say, well, I don't want to paste that anymore. I'm going to click on this one, and now the image is in my clipboard history as the last thing that I can paste. And if I go back, I can easily see that the text is still there, so I can click on that, and now that's in my clipboard. Very, very useful way to copy multiple things, especially if you have like canned responses or responding to a bunch of emails. Just go to your history, find the one you need, and click send. Well, that's it for this one. Thank you so much for watching. There's plenty more keyboard shortcuts like this, so let me know if you like this one and want to see more in the comment section below. And as always, thank you so much for watching. Peace.
About a new device, unboxing kudos, we rock that pseudo administrative elevator command. We build it up or break it down in that virtual lab. From conversations to games to interviews with a broader view. He keeps it fresh, always brings something new. It's MikeTheTech, 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 the architect, MikeTheTech, MikeTheTech, yeah, MikeTheTech, the architect,